For more than 1,000 years, the voices of ancient Egypt were visible everywhere and understood almost nowhere. Temples, tombs, and statues still spoke in hieroglyphs, but the knowledge required to read them had disappeared. European scholars often treated the symbols as mysterious pictures, each hiding a complete philosophical idea. The central mistake was simple. Hieroglyphs were not merely sacred images. They were part of a flexible writing system that recorded language. The key would be an incomplete slab of granodiorite, roughly 1.1 meters high and weighing about 760 kilograms. It was not a royal treasure chest or a secret spell. It was an administrative decree. The stone was carved in 1906 BCE during the Ptolemaic dynasty. Egypt was ruled by Ptolemy V, a teenage king whose government faced rebellion and needed the support of the country's powerful priesthood. Priests gathered at Memphis and issued a decree praising the king. It described tax relief, support for temples, religious festivals, and honors for Ptolemy. In return, the royal cult gained legitimacy across Egypt. The same decree appeared in 3 scripts. Hieroglyphic was used for formal sacred display. Demotic was the flowing Egyptian script of everyday administration. Ancient Greek served the royal government. 3 scripts, but only 2 languages. The decree ordered copies to be erected in temples throughout the country. The Rosetta Stone was therefore not unique. Other versions and related priestly decrees have survived, but this particular fragment would reach the right people at the right moment. Centuries passed. The original monument was broken and moved. Eventually, the inscribed fragment was reused as building material inside Fort Julian, near Rashid, the Egyptian city Europeans called Rosetta. In 1798, Napoleon invaded Egypt. Alongside his army came engineers, artists, and scholars assigned to study the land. The campaign was an act of imperial conquest, but it also produced an enormous scientific survey. While French soldiers strengthened Fort Julian in July 1799, Officer Pierre-François Bouchard noticed a dark slab uncovered from a wall. One side was polished and crowded with lines of unfamiliar writing. Bouchard recognized that the slab mattered. The upper section carried hieroglyphs. The middle used another Egyptian script. The bottom was Greek, and the Greek text said the decree had been written in all 3 forms. Scholars did not need to keep the original beside them. Ink impressions, prints, and later plaster casts reproduced its surface. Copies traveled faster than the stone, turning a military discovery into an international decoding problem. The French expedition collapsed in 1801 after defeat by British and Ottoman forces. The surrender agreement transferred major antiquities to Britain. The Rosetta Stone became both a scientific instrument and a trophy of empire. The stone reached England in 1802 and entered the British Museum. Painted inscriptions on its sides announced that it had been captured by the British Army and presented by King George III, marks that remain part of the object. Yet possession of the original did not guarantee possession of the answer. Accurate copies were already circulating through Paris, London, Oxford, Cambridge, and other centers. The breakthrough would belong to whoever understood the system. The Greek section could be translated. It identified Ptolemy and explained that the 3 inscriptions carried the same decree. Researchers now had a known text beside 2 unknown scripts, but no simple word-for-word alignment. Silvestre de Sassi and Johann David Åkerblad focused on personal names in the Demotic text. Foreign royal names sounded similar in every language. Matching those sounds to repeated signs revealed that at least part of Egyptian writing was phonetic. Thomas Young entered the race with an extraordinary range of skills. The English physician had already worked on light, vision, and physics. He now compared the three texts as patterns, searching for repeated groups and structural similarities. Young examined an oval frame called a cartouche. The Greek text suggested that this one contained the name Ptolemy. By comparing signs, he identified phonetic values and connected dozens of demotic characters with their hieroglyphic ancestors. Young had made vital progress, published prominently in 1819, but he still treated phonetic hieroglyphs mainly as a special device for spelling foreign names. That assumption left the deeper grammar of ancient Egyptian locked. Jean-François Champollion approached the puzzle through language. He studied Coptic, the late form of Egyptian preserved in Christian communities and written mostly with Greek letters. Coptic gave him echoes of words once spoken beside the Nile. In 1822, copies of inscriptions from the Philly obelisk gave Champollion another royal name, Cleopatra. Comparing the cartouches of Ptolemy and Cleopatra let him test repeated sounds across different positions. The matches produced a working table of phonetic signs, but a true solution had to explain older Egyptian names, not only Greek rulers. If native pharaohs were also written with sounds, the entire theory would change. A cartouche copied from Abu Simbel provided the decisive test. Champollion recognized the sun sign as the sound associated with Ra and combined it with phonetic signs. The result was Ramesses, a native Egyptian royal name. The door opened. Hieroglyphs could represent single sounds, groups of sounds, complete words, or silent classifiers called determinatives. Meaning came from the combination. Egyptian writing was richer than a substitution cipher. Champollion announced his phonetic system in September 1822 in the famous letter to Monsieur Dacier. It built on earlier discoveries, especially Young's work, but went further by showing that sound values operated throughout the Egyptian language. Britain and France argued over credit just as they had argued over the stone. Young established crucial correspondences. Champollion created the broader system that could read native Egyptian. The decipherment was a chain of advances, not a single isolated flash. Once the method was refined, inscriptions across Egypt became historical evidence. Names, titles, prayers, tax records, stories, diplomatic texts, and royal claims could be compared. Modern Egyptology gained a written timeline. Ironically, the Rosetta Stone did not reveal a lost prophecy. Its decree promoted a young ruler and negotiated benefits between crown and temples. Its importance came not from what it said, but from saying it three ways. The famous object is only part of its original monument. Much of the hieroglyphic section is missing. Comparisons with other decrees help reconstruct the taller stela that once stood in an Egyptian temple. The stone remains in the British Museum, where it has been displayed almost continuously since 1802. Its location is inseparable from the history of European war, collecting scholarship and empire. Egyptian scholars and officials have repeatedly called for its return. The debate asks whether global access can justify possession acquired through imperial conflict. The stone unlocked the past, but its modern history remains unsettled. The Rosetta Stone worked because difference created a bridge. One message, three scripts, multiple generations of scholars. A broken decree became a translation machine and allowed ancient Egyptians to be read in their own words again.